Good morning, guys. I'm back. I just pulled up the car park to walk the dogs, and this sort of thing happens to me more than not. I get out the car, and right next to where I've parked my car is this. Excuse me, guys. I've got a cold. I got it from my granddaughter. Now, if you're familiar with that, it's probably no use me telling you what it is, but I will tell those of you who may be new to my channel or don't know about the spiritual battle that we're facing. The monster symbol is the three things that make up the M in monster is actually Hebrew letters, and it is not letters, numbers, and it is Va. It is 666. Monster, the name speaks for itself. Now, if you start looking at logos and stuff, guys, you're going to see this sort of stuff everywhere. You're going to see pentagrams, you're going to see the rising sun, which is all occult symbolism. And I really didn't have planned to talk about the occult, but seeing that just happened, I had a few instances during the week where the first number plate that I look at, and it's not like I've looked at others subconsciously, it's the first number plate I look at of the morning will be 666. The enemy really tries to torment me because he can't torment me at night, he can't torment me in my dreams, and he tries in other ways. He tries in the daytime to play with my mind, and it doesn't work. You see, he gets very frustrated, and then he will go to another plan, which is he will try to torment me with my family, and that doesn't work anymore either, because I used to fall for that trick when I was first awakened to that nearly everything we've been taught is a lie, and if not everything we've been taught is a lie. When I first awoke to that, and I was trying to tell my family, which I'm sure, please let me know, I'm not alone in this. I think more often than not, when you have an awakening, you're the only one in your family that has it, because then Satan will go out of his way to divide the rest of your family against you and to make you look crazy, because he is all about division. But is he that stupid that he doesn't realize a kingdom divided against itself cannot stand? His kingdom will not stand because his own kingdom is divided against itself. However, so what he does when you awaken is he goes out of his way to peg everybody against you, to make you look mad, to make you look like the one that's lost your mind, but you're the one who really does have the truth. And I fell for that one. That was the one that hooked me in. That was the one that nearly not drove me crazy, but drove me, crazy with anger, but it was a righteous anger, because I was so angry that he was doing that. Now, I had it happen the other day. My husband has seen the 3:33 p.m. chemtrailer that has been happening in the afternoons. It didn't happen yesterday. I got ready. I was all ready to film it. Being a Saturday, they had a day off. So now he saw that, and I got to say to him yesterday, did you see it the second time? He's only seen it once, and he said, yes, I did. And I said, you saw the chem coming out of the back of that? And he went, look, nah, it's not chemicals. It's just it's contrail, Leah, it's contrail. And I'm going, no, mate, it's just not, and you're in cognitive dissonance. And he's going, you used to say that a few months ago, I hate that. And that's where I shut it off. I did not keep pressing the issue like I would have quite a few months back, where I just had to get my opinion to the fore with him, or with my daughter or with my son. So I gave up on that, because they know I believe in the enclosed earth. He went out and bought me the P900. He knew I wanted that camera to prove it. I mean, okay, so here's a good example. There were clouds yesterday and they were a fair way off over the Gold Coast. So I'm in Brisbane. Gold Coast is 66 to Nerang, 66 kilometres to Nerang from my house exactly. And I zoomed in on those clouds, right? Now, when I zoom in on the moon, I could actually zoom in on the moon the same as the clouds. So, guys, I'm thinking the moon is maybe not even 100 kilometres up in the air. And anyway, so when you know all this stuff, we're going to go back this way and walk through the bat rookery. It's going to be loud, but anyway. So when you know all this, the enemy's best weapon is to make everybody think you're mad. Don't fall for it. Say your piece and move on, because it will only upset you. You will end up sinning. You will end up getting angry. You might end up swearing like I used to. I did. I'm not going to, I'm a sinner. I need forgiveness every single day. I need my Saviour because I cannot do it myself, right? So back to the trickery. He tries to trick us every single day. Every day in any way he can. The thing is, it's up to us to take the bait. If you don't take the bait, he can't hook you in on the line. See, that monster thing, that was just like a ha-ha. I'm here, I'm still watching you. And I'm like, so what? I am covered in the blood of Yeshua HaMashiach. You can by no means touch me. You can by no means scare me. You can't hurt me physically. And so there you have it. And that was a classic example when I pulled up then. I just went, I do have to share this with my family, with my online family, because I really haven't shared that with you before. And I also just want to share a couple of other things that I've never shared before that happened to me. Now, I was saved, but I was backslidden. I was drinking all the time on the weekends with mates up in Mackay, and we would just party on the weekends, work really hard during the week and party on the weekends. Anyway, we went up to this place called Mount Kathu in Mackay. Now, I had no idea about this place, that it was used for sacrifices and rituals, and being a very green Christian, I didn't know. Anyway, we went up there and we were having fun and we were drinking and had a campfire, and everyone went in their tents. And I was in the tent with my two young children, who were very young children then, and my husband. And they fell asleep straight away. Like, I could hear them, their breathing. And I was like laying there enjoying the quietness, because it was so quiet out there. And this pressure came on my neck. Now, I was really with the Lord then. Even though I was backslidden, I was a new Christian and I really was trying. So in saying that, I was, I was with him, but I wasn't. I didn't know how to be with him properly, but I was trying. Anyway, so this pressure came on my neck and started choking me. I'm serious. I would not say this if it didn't happen. I fear for my judgment when I get in front of the Lord, so I will not tell a lie. This thing came on me and started choking me. I didn't know what it was, but I knew I was in trouble, because I was starting to not be able to breathe. It just started with a little pressure and then it got stronger and stronger. I was awake totally. I was not asleep. Then this voice went, hee hee hee, like your typical witch. It was like out of a movie, that you wouldn't think that that's how a witch would sound. You think that's only in the movies. Well, this thing went hee 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 and went shh shh shh, like be quiet, shush shush shush, and went hee 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 again. Well, even though I was a baby Christian, I went, in the name of Jesus, because I couldn't even yell out. The pressure was so much on my throat. And I did it 3 times and boom, it was gone. It was gone. So I think what I'm getting at is about all these things that the enemy puts in front of me, like the number plates, like the logos that you see that are all satanic, and like the monster carton that was right next to my car, the VAVAVA 666. What I'm getting at is that if you don't have the protection of Yeshua on you, they do have a legal right. The entities and the demons of the dark side, they have an actual legal right to be able to hurt you physically. Now, I've heard many people say, oh, you know, there's ghosts, but a ghost can't hurt you. Yeah, well, sorry, but I'm living proof that I think if I wouldn't have called out in the name of the Lord against that thing, it could have killed me because I wouldn't have been able to breathe. So don't let people tell you that they can't hurt you. I've also been thrown into a wall with such fierce force that I had a bruise on my arm and my leg where I hit the windowsill in an old Queenslander house in Mackay. And I was not saved at all. This was before I knew the Lord at all. But we'd had a muck around seance, just, you know, being young people drinking and, oh, let's have a Ouija board. You know, just mucking around being stupid. It was just my husband, myself and our best friend Keith. And we actually did contact something. The glass started moving. We started looking at each other. Oh, you're doing it, you're doing it. And then we all just could take our finger off enough so we could see we weren't pushing it, and it was going. And it spelt out a name. I don't want to repeat the name because these things can hang around for a long time. I'm protected, but I don't want to be tormented. This thing followed us, obviously, up to Mackay, and it had power because, I'm going to cut a really long story short, it threw me into a wall in the middle of the night. I woke up with this fear that I knew something was in the room. I knew I was in trouble spiritually. This is the first time it had ever happened where there was such fear in me that I knew it was real, and it was a tangible fear that was actually in the room. And this thing, I threw my legs around the side of the bed to get up, again, wide awake, and the force pushed me into the wall that hard. Then I collected myself and got up off the ground because I hit the ground after I got pushed. And I was looking out the window going, the only way, because it was between me and the door. I couldn't see it, right, but I knew it was there. And I went, right, I've got to jump out this window. And I was 2 stories up, and I was willing to jump out the window. I knew how far up I was. I knew what what was going to happen. I'd probably break my leg or kill myself, whatever. But I was willing to jump out the window. And then my husband next to me woke up and yelled out my name, and it went away. It broke whatever happened. It vanished. But he said, right while that was happening to me, I didn't even realise he was next to me. The room was so dark. He said, I had a dream that you was flung out of a cave and hit a wall, and you were flung, and there was this really evil entity there. So that's what he was seeing in his dream while it actually really happened to me. So we got out of that room. We did not sleep back in that room. The very next day, my mother-in-law was standing with her hands at the door opposite that, same hallway, opposite, and it was her bedroom. She was standing there and she was talking to us with her fingers in the door. And then she just moved because we went, oh yeah, well, we're going out now. And the door slammed shut that hard that if it wouldn't have chopped her fingers off, it would have broke them. Now, my daughter's had her finger chopped off in a door. It can happen. Well, I tell you, she would have had her fingers chopped off. Whatever evil entity was in that house, it was physical, and it could manifest itself to cause injury and pain, if not death. So I'm just sending out a warning because I know in these last days that these things are amping up. Now, if that was, was my son born? Wow, that was 29 years ago, guys, that one happened. And the one at Kathu, I think my son was about 4. So, do the math. So a long time ago. Now, these things have gained so much more power because the occult is amped up. They do sacrifices, and the more human sacrifice they do, the more power these things have got. Gee, you're a silly girl getting wet again, aren't you? I missed that one. Oh, I missed that one. You're going to be cold today. So these things are gaining power. They're gaining traction. I am not trying to scare anybody. Please don't comment in the comment section that I'm trying to scare anybody. I am equipping you. I'm equipping you for a fight. And because I am not scared, I can talk. I am one who should equip you because it's happened to me. I have been physically attacked on numerous occasions. There are a couple of other things I'll save for another day. But physically attacked. Don't worry about spiritually. Yeah, that was going on too. But the physical attacks, you know, the bruises on me were so huge. We took photos back then. They're somewhere in the old days of proper cameras, of film, you know, of the photos of my injuries. So if you do not stay in prayer and be covered in the blood of Yeshua, if they do not come after you physically, they will come after you in your dreams. You will get dream paralysis. Or they will come after you through your family. You know, I've seen a couple of people in my family manifest in front of me to a really scary point that I feared for their life, not mine, because I had the protection. So, not that they were going to attack me, but I feared for their life, their well-being. And, you know, guys, I don't usually talk about this sort of stuff. I try to stay really light and I try to be an encourager. But for some reason, when I saw that monster empty carton on the ground there, the Father spoke to me and he said, you know, those things that have happened to you in the past can now be used to help others in the future. Because, I mean, when they happened, I did not understand why those things happened. I thought it was because you're a sinner and you've brought it on yourself, especially the Ouija board one, yeah. Well, we did bring it on ourselves. So these things can now be passed on and told to you guys to help you fight. Because just because I'm having a good time here and my walk with the Lord is getting stronger every day, it doesn't mean that you people's are. And sometimes I forget that. You know, I feel so blessed. I feel so strong in the Lord. But I know that you all aren't. You know, I know that doctrines can sway people very easily, that they're not firm in their belief, and it's not their fault. That's what I'm trying to say, guys, that the enemy will twist and turn things at every turn he can. Do not be deceived. You have to look for the tricks of the enemy. You have to ask the Father. Sometimes something bad will happen, you'll think it's from the enemy, and it's actually not too. It can be from the Lord to teach you, and this is where discernment is very, very practical. Discernment from the Lord. I had one of my subscribers that I loved so dearly. She's been with me forever now, and I think I upset her yesterday, and I'm so sorry, sweetheart. I didn't know you felt that way, but I was talking about John X and Ma Fugel, and look, those guys weren't saved. John X has given his life to the Lord. I did not say they were the end all of bees. All I said was they have brought out a lot of truth that others didn't. And the Lord uses people who aren't saved for the benefit of the righteous. This is where our discernment comes into it. A lot of I'd be watching it and I'd go, nah, turn it off. You know. Then I'd go, no, I need to hear this. Or John, nah, turn that off, it's rubbish. I need to hear it. But praise the Lord, John's been saved. Now, you know, you have to give him a chance now. It's like Richie. People hate Richie from Boston. I can see why. He's a rough diamond. But I'm a rough Aussie diamond, so I understand Richie. I understand where he comes from. I grew up in a town called Blacktown, guys. You know, I'm a rough diamond, but I'm still a righteous woman because my righteousness is my faith, and that is what's counted to me as righteousness. It's not my prim and proper composure. No. Man, I hardly ever wear a dress. I'm always in tights and jeans, and, you know, I never dress like a man, don't get me wrong. I dress, you know, very feminine, but I'm no prissy girl. I'm a rough diamond, and people hate Richie because he's so in your face. And he does get angry on video because, you know, I believe it's a righteous anger because people aren't listening. People aren't listening to him or any of us, and I go about it in a different way. So to that person that I upset, I am so sorry. You know I didn't mean to upset you. I think you need to pray about what I said. You need to go back and listen to it again and listen to this because you need to give these people a chance. You should be praying for Marv instead of saying, oh, no, I don't want to, I turned them off, discounted them. The Lord works in mysterious ways. He uses different people in different ways at different times. So I'm going to run out here. So I love you all. In the name of Yeshua HaMashiach, you are covered in the blood of Yeshua watching this.